And welcome back to another episode of TWiP Weddings. Happy New Year. It's 2017 and I'm back. And this week I am joined by Mr. Jason Groupp, the director of WPPI International. Happy New Year, Mr. Groupp.
Happy New Year. So I get the honor of kicking off 2017?
You do. You get to kick off 2017. So
nice.
It's like our annual, this is where we see each other once a year.
4 weeks earlier this year, maybe.
4 weeks, a little bit earlier this year, yes. Yeah, so.
Well, Happy New Year to you, and thanks for having me on, and Happy New Year to everybody who's listening.
Yeah, excellent. Glad to have you back on. So, of course, Jason is on this week to just bring us up to speed on what's happening with WPPI this year. It's that time of year again when all photographers on the planet convene upon Las Vegas for the annual convention and expo. But so before we get into that, we're going to chat with Jason about that. We would just want to remind you how you can participate in the show. We've got several different ways. First, you can visit the website at thisweekinphoto.com/weddings. That's where you'll find our podcast and the show notes for each episode. So anything we talk about today, any links, we'll put those in there. You can also leave your comments and feedback. If you have a question or a suggestion of a topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode, just click on the Contact Us button at the top of the page and then choose TWiP Weddings from the drop-down list to get the message into us. You can pick another show. They may answer your question on another show, but if you want us to answer it here on TWiP Weddings, I'd suggest pick TWiP Weddings from the drop-down list. So. And another great way to participate is we've also got a great Facebook group. Lots of discussion happening there. We're adding new people every week, and there's people are sharing their work and asking questions. It's great. So just head on over to facebook.com and just search for TWiP Weddings on there. So let's jump into it because I know Jason's got a busy schedule. It's like you say, you're back from the holidays now, and things are kind of all hands on deck as we're getting really close to WPPI this year. And so, of course, for those who maybe aren't familiar or haven't listened to the show before, we've had you on in the past a couple times to talk about WPPI, but tell us a little bit about what is the WPPI conference, and then we're going to talk about some of the changes that are different this year.
So WPPI has mostly been in Las Vegas for the last almost 40 years.
40 years now, hey?
Yeah, but I think this is the 39th year, I believe. So we are coming up on the 40th one. It has moved around. It's mainly been in Vegas. It's been all over the country. It had a brief moment in time where it was moving around, and one of my favorite things is to go through the old show guides, which I've put out pictures for. But it's geared towards wedding and portrait professionals, and it's a great place for someone to get involved in. Well, great place for education, great trade show, and it's a great place for people to get involved in our community. And if you've been to one show, usually once you're into the first show and you make the commitment, I'm coming, you're pretty much hooked for the next however many years you're alive.
Yeah, it goes on your calendar and away you go. Yeah.
It goes on your calendar every year.
Is there anybody who's been to all 39 shows?
I think we could claim that Bambi Cantrell has probably been to all of our shows.
So she first started going when she was like 2 or 3 then.
Right, because she was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Tony Corbell maybe. Those would be the two that I would say are young enough to claim that they've gone to all the shows. This will be my 11th or 12th, but I'm certainly in the younger group of most any of our print comp judges some of them are in the 20s as far as the years that they've attended, and it does become what we call the rhythmic pilgrimage, where everyone just comes every year and we gather. And I think every year WPPI becomes something different for that person that's there, and it changes every year. The first year you're coming to learn everything that you possibly can. You come with an over ambitious schedule of classes that you're going to attend, and
yes.
You want to do everything, and then after day 3 you're like, oh my god, I'm going to die if I complete this schedule. And then you come back in the consecutive years with a little more reasonable schedule, and everybody always comes to learn every year, whether it's through our conference program, through trade show, through meeting with vendors, to just sitting on the floor in the cafeteria. So it doesn't really matter. Like, the learning happens in the traditional places, but it's the untraditional places and the people that we meet that really make up what the show is. And, it is geared towards our genre of wedding and portrait photography. So you're meeting the people there that, you want to meet. And it's a really great show. And so, we show up every year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This will be my year. I feel like a babe in the woods. This is only my 3rd year coming.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just a young babe, even though I don't look it. Yeah, I only started coming a few years ago, and then realized like, what have I been doing all my life? But yeah, you're right. You're right on. The first year I went, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take everything I can in, and just this over ambitious schedule, and between all the walking and getting A to B and everything like that. By day 3, I was just, I was done. So year 2, I was a little more, I paced myself a little more. And then this year I'm looking forward to, again, but going a little slower pace this year. I think I'm going to really try and key in on some certain key vendors that I want to meet with while I'm there.
Right.
I'm only there for a couple of days because we get home. So I want to talk, one of the big changes this year is the date that it's taking place. So this year it's taking place from the 5th to the 9th, correct? February 5th.
Correct. February 5th through the 9th.
Yeah. So if you show up in Vegas in March,
you're gonna be
lonely.
out of luck.
Yeah, it'd be lonely. There'd be tumbleweeds rolling down the street. So why the change to an earlier time? That's almost a month earlier than it's been in the past few years.
So, also the other big change is that we'll be at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So don't come to MGM.
Yeah,
I know it. I know it this year. Somebody's going to email me, be like, I'm in the convention center. Where is the show?
Where is everything?
And I'll say, you know what? All you need to do is walk up to the monorail and take it to the end. And you'll be at the new WPPI. So we're moving to Las Vegas Convention Center. So let me start there. So the reason we're moving to the convention center is we were totally out of space with the MGM. We were out of space for the conference rooms. We were out of space with trade show. The expo was in 2 different rooms, and it was not ideal. And it was not ideal for the vendors, and it was difficult. And the other reason is the expense to the attendee as well. So the MGM, we were at the mercy of whatever else was going on that week for what our room block rate was. And we had room block rates anywhere from $99 to $299 in some years, and completely at the mercy of them. So for a show that is so inexpensive to come to, anywhere from $30 for an expo ticket if you're not a member to $149 this year, you get a full platform pass. There isn't anything that's going to be as inexpensive as that. And people come to make this an inexpensive show. To have a $300 room block rate is ridiculous.
Right.
So this year we're locked in at $79 all the nights. You can go stay at Circus if you want for $39.
It's across the street. Yeah, $39.
It's not far, and from what I understand, the rooms are reasonable. I mean, you're going to get your $39 worth.
Yep. I've got some friends that are staying there, and they say it's great.
I do too. Yeah. And I think that's wonderful. And me, myself, my first WPPI stayed at the Super 8 across the street. So
and you're not in your room that much anyway, right? There's so much stuff going on.
Never.
All you need is a bed and maybe you don't even need a bed. Maybe you just stay up the whole.
All right. I'm the only one in my room because I'm hiding.
Yeah.
So that was the expo, having a better expo and a less expensive and also a lot of options besides Westgate, where our host hotel is at this year. As far as the move of dates, I'm not happy about it, and doing it a month earlier is definitely not ideal for most people, especially because we've had it for the last I think almost 10 years in either late February or early March. I expressed those concerns, and they said duly noted, it will still be in February. So that's the only answer that I have for you, is why it's in February. I can somewhat confirm that it will be going back to March for 2018.
Okay.
So that's unofficial, but it will be going back to March in 2018. This was the dates we were given. This is what was available. Yep. This was the decision by my superiors, and that's why it's in early February this year. Positives, we can celebrate the Super Bowl in Las Vegas this year. It's the first day is the Super Bowl.
Oh, is it? Okay, all right.
Either good or bad. It's also the first day of our print competition judging. So the only thing going on Sunday February 5th will be print competition judging, which I'm excited about because it's the first time we'll only have that going on, whereas before we had classes and university programming and stuff like that. So come for that. I'm
print competition is always my favorite.
Yeah, it's great. So if you're, I was a little upset about it because I'm a huge football fan. Most photographers are not football fans, but there's a few of us.
Yeah. Who's your team?
I'm a diehard Jets fan.
Jets fan? Okay.
So
I don't follow the NFL at all. So. I'm a hockey guy.
Yeah,
I'm Canadian.
Right. Yeah. I'm 4-15. I think they were this year. 4-11. I think.
So they won't be in the Super Bowl.
They suck. They will not be in the Super Bowl.
Okay. So you'll be fine then. So you'll be
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
I enjoy the Super Bowl. I enjoy hockey too, by the way. I'm a Rangers fan though. So
okay. Well, that's all right. That's okay.
So it'll be interesting, but it is definitely a little bit of a challenge for us having it 4 weeks earlier. Thankfully, some other shows were also 4 weeks. They were also earlier, so things kind of lucked out in that sense. But we're excited about the convention center. It's going to be good as far as keeping it affordable for everybody and being able to grow. We have a huge trade show this year. We have as much conference space as we could possibly fill now than ever, and we can grow from there. So it's not as sexy. I'm not going to lie. It's not the MGM. We love the MGM. And, but this is meant to keep this show going for the next 40 years.
Yep. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So definitely the more, I remember, I think last year there was a Sweet 16, wasn't the basketball tournament or something going on around the same time?
No, we had that fight, that MMA fight.
There was a UFC fight or something happening, and it was, I remember it was so
busy. Those goons
busy.
walking through the MGM, that was scary.
It was frightening. It was busy.
Year before was the Sweet 16.
Right.
Yeah. The year before that was the NASCAR, and that with NASCAR we also had a big show called Concrete that comes in every 2 years, and they take over every space in Las Vegas. So if we fall the same time as that, I mean, it is just crazy. They take all the hotel rooms, they take all the space, they take everything.
What is that? I've never heard of that before.
It's a construction show.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like they take, like, every parking lot is filled with construction equipment.
Jeez.
It's like leasing for construction equipment. It's banking, it's financing, it's everything, and concrete.
Wow.
Yeah. Go figure.
They take over. Well, that's cool. No, I'm excited. I've never been inside the Las Vegas Convention Center before. So I guess step one is getting yourself oriented. Would you say is that, just sort of figuring things out? What's the lay of the land like at the convention center? Is it pretty easy to navigate? Or, because I remember the MGM took me a little while to figure that out. That was kind of day one, was figure out where everything is.
Where everything is. It's one thing that's really similar is, like, if you stay at the West Gate, that walk that you had from the MGM elevators all the way to the convention center or the expo, it's exactly the same walk. It's really far.
Yep. So wear comfortable shoes.
Far. Wear comfortable shoes. It's a little different. You kind of walk out of the back of the hotel, and then there's a skywalk that takes you right into the convention center, and then the conference is right there. So it's pretty easy. There'll be signs and stuff there. The conference rooms are actually a little bit closer. So like the expo, well, nobody can see me if they're listening. The expo is you kind of take an escalator down from the skywalk, but the skywalk will take you right to the same floor that all the conference rooms will be in. So the print comp judging rooms, the conference rooms, if you do any of the Canon NPS or the CPS for Nikon, Canon, Sony, all that stuff, those things will all be on the same floor. So it's only one level up, and it's a small level up directly across from the trade show floor. So it's a little more contained as opposed to going up and down a bunch of escalators trying to figure things out.
That's good.
So that part is good. There's a I don't want to use the word cafeteria, but there's a food court area that's centrally located as well. And so I think it'll be a little easier to navigate as far as that's concerned. One of the big things as far as changes this year is we're doing 4 morning keynotes instead of doing platform classes in the morning. So every morning before the trade show starts, we used to do 12 platforms, 8 to 12 platform classes. And what I've decided to do this year is to opt in and just do one morning keynote. And I did that for several reasons. One, I felt like we had a bunch of rooms that really were not well attended, and because it's 8 o'clock in the morning in Las Vegas.
Yep.
But, you know, we also found that, you know, we still had 2,500 people coming to see those classes, the people that come to learn and, you know, are there for the new time. But I also wanted to gather everyone every morning since it's a new location, and I really wanted everybody to be kind of in one place first thing in the morning to kind of like give you a little bit of a kick in the ass, some inspiration where, you know, they'll be very, you know, kind of light you up a little bit and really get you going. And then the trade show opens. So as a way to kind of really gather everyone together, especially the new people. So on the first day, I'm going to give like like a morning orientation. So if you're new to the show and you're listening, Monday morning at 8 o'clock, you should come to this. And if you're a new person, if the schedule works out, I might close print comp for that 90 minutes so that everyone can come and see the orientation to just kind of give everyone an overview. It'll be like, you know, Morty from Meatballs. I'll be the camp counselor for 30 minutes giving the orientation. Hopefully nobody puts me in a bed and puts me in the center of Lake Las Vegas. So it'll be a morning orientation followed by a rangefinder panel, panel discussion, discussing the RF30 and celebrating the the rangefinder 30 winners from this year. So that kicks off the week. And then Tuesday will be Jerry Guionis. Wednesday will be Sue Bryce. And Thursday will be Mirako. And all of them have amazing programs they're working on. Jerry's working on something really fun, as he always does, but will be brand new. And I think you guys are really going to love it. Sue always never disappoints.
No, yeah, she was great last year.
And, you know, I talked to her about it. I'm like, so what are we looking at for this year? Are you going to do something similar? She's like, oh, gosh, no. I did that last year. That was last year.
So 2016.
Feel bad about it. Like, why would you even ask that question? So she's got something really fun prepared. And Mira might be a name that not everybody knows. If you haven't been in the circles for a long time, but Mira was somebody who over the last 10 years has really been an inspiration to the industry, kind of dropped off the planet a little bit, you know, spending more time with her family and traveling with her family and connecting with our audience in a different way that wasn't WPPI. Did I lose you? Am I still there?
No, yeah, you're still here. Yep.
But she's made a comeback in the last couple of years, and what she has to share is a really, really great message for families and for other people who, you know, are raising families and kind of working in this industry. So that part, it should be a really great way to end. And then, you know, we have our award ceremony on Thursday night to end the week.
So that's kind of capping it off. That's a bit different, right?
It is a bit different because we've had one more program on the last morning called Photo Ignite, which unfortunately we just could not fit in the program this year.
That's too bad.
And it is too bad. And we will get it back. It just didn't work this year. Yeah. And I'm really, really sad. But ending things on Thursday night is something that we wanted to do for a while too. So we kind of this year is really about keeping us together. So with the new location, so with the morning inspiration keynotes and ending on the award ceremony evening, that seemed like the best way for us to kind of condense it a little bit. We are one day shorter than we normally are, and that was also a calculated thing to do because 7 days in Las Vegas is a long time.
3 days.
We're making it 3 days, and I'm there last year. We was there for 12 days, and that is just brutal.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I didn't do it just for me. I did it for everybody else. That cutting it off by day just makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, right on. Well, that's good. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to miss the first. I'm in Cabo just because of the dates and everything. We had already booked a winter vacation, and I get back from Cabo on the Monday night, and then I catch up early, like bright and early, 6 a.m. to get into Vegas on the Tuesday. So I'll get there on Tuesday. I don't know if I'll make it in time for Jerry, but we'll see. See.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
but yeah, but I'm sad I'm going to miss print competition because that's always one of my favorite, favorite parts of WPPI.
Yeah,
Is
it's going to be a great year.
yeah,
Tomorrow is the deadline. If you're listening now and you didn't know, tomorrow is the final deadline.
yeah. So by the time this goes out, it'll be too late to enter. But for next year, for those who are thinking of entering, typically they got to give themselves about a month or so prior
Yeah,
to
well,
the
actually,
conference.
maybe you'll still be able to enter the digital, the camera raw, or the filmmaking. There'll still be a couple of small things you can enter that are not print. But yeah, um, we need all the prints in by the middle of the month so that we can sort them and get them organized into the cases. It's a huge production.
Yeah, and that pushed everything up a month too, right, for you in terms of that part too, right?
It's a nightmare.
I've touched a
It's a
nerve there.
nightmare. Yeah, you touch a nerve. Yeah.
How about, I noticed, I was looking at the schedule, are photo walks, are those kind of, did you guys stop the photo walks this year? I didn't notice those on the page, or are those still?
We still have them.
So they're still there? Okay.
50 photo walks, same as last year. We actually added some plus classes. We added 15 more plus classes. So I think we have 35 plus classes. If you're a new person listening to this and you're looking for education, the full platform pass is great. For $149, you get membership to WPPI, and you get the full platform pass. You can get every choice of over 100 classes to go to. They're great. They're theater style classes, so there's a lot of people in the room. But if you can, pick one of the smaller classes, the master classes, which is only for 50 people, or photo walk for 25 people, or a plus class if you can invest 6-8 hours to one person. They're really great, and they're intensive, and the cost of them is really inexpensive. Splurge on one extra class. I promise you won't be so sorry.
Yeah, those are good for a little more of a deeper dive into a certain topic, right? Because they're a little bit longer and just a little more intimate. And
yeah, I mean, any of those add-ons, I promise you'll get your money's worth. You will learn something, and if you don't, you tell me, I'll give you your money back. How's that?
Awesome. That sounds like a good deal. You heard it from Jason directly. So just look for the guy in a bow tie, and
yeah.
And something else that was new last year, and I see is back again this year, is PSPI. You want to talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So PSPI, a little bit of a change up this year. We're dedicating ourselves to school and sports photographers as well, and kind of building that audience. It's been something that it's always been part of our audience. We've always had programming dedicated to that, and that's where kind of the portrait of the WPPI comes into play. But it's a growing market, especially for the South in America, and pretty much anyone who has any kind of school program. So we were fortunate enough to bring in a board of directors that worked with another association in the past. And what's exciting about PSPI is it's not just the programming that we do, but also we're working as advocates for the industry via this board of directors that we've created. So it's a little bit different in that sense, where PPA, which is a great sister organization that we work, association, I should say.
Professional photographers.
Right, and PPOC for that matter. We have great relationships with them. Those organizations and associations do a lot of advocacy. We don't do a lot of advocacy. So this is an opportunity for us to kind of help out from an industry perspective, working through this board of directors. So I'm excited about that part, where they help with bylaws for volume school photographers.
Okay.
And there's a lot of digital guidelines that need to be protected for the kids getting their pictures taken in these schools, and we're working to help them keep those guidelines going. So I'm excited about that part. A lot of that stuff gets done behind the scenes. We don't do a lot of talking about it, other than what I'm telling you right now. But it's great to be part of that, and it's definitely one of the big pleasures that I have in the job that I have now. But on the outward side, for our show this year, one of the challenges has always been, we've done it, kind of before the show, or day or two before the trade show opens. This year, we're going to do it right on the trade show floor on the last day of the show, in our showroom, our showroom theater. So a little bit different, that we're not doing it before the show. We're doing it actually during the day of the trade show. So we're excited about doing that, and it'll run concurrently with the trade show day. and a little bit smaller. It's only going to be for about 150 people, and we're actually close to selling that out.
Okay.
So it's exciting to do it that way. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited that we're kind of connecting with a smaller audience this year, because I think that's the way to do it. I believe in building audiences from a small. Let's build the community, organically and authentically, and then kind of go from there, and then make it larger. And I need you guys to tell us that's what you want to do. You want this education, and show us that you want this education.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Rather than just sort of putting it out and hoping they will come, it's more, you got to kind of build it up and, grow it. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Now, of course, another big part is all the extracurricular activities that go on at WPPI. As if the classroom and all that, the learning and the keynotes and all that stuff is good fun. But a lot of people come to for the social aspects of WPPI and just seeing their peers. Sometimes that's the only time they see each other in the course of a year, right? Because they're all over the place. So it's a chance to kind of get together and, like you say, build that community. So what are some of the extracurricular events going on? You got the Fun Run is back.
Fun Run is back, and I'm not going to be able to go this year because of the keynotes.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed because I'm a big runner, and I usually get out every day for a little bit, but I'm still going to try. But yeah, the Fun Run is a great run. It's early this year. It's at 6:30 a.m.
On what day? On the Monday?
Tuesday morning before the trade show opens. So it's enough time for you to get your run in, get back, do a quick shower, be ready for the trade show. This year, well, every year it's kind of headed up by our senior VP, John McGeary, who's also a big runner. He runs very, very fast. But it's meant to be just a way to get out and get some air for a couple of hours. We will be selling T-shirts via Tamerlaki's charity, Beautiful Together. The T-shirts are going to be like $15 or $20, and all the proceeds go to her benefit. It's a wonderful charity, and we're happy to support that. So yeah, even if you come buy a T-shirt and then go back to bed, that would be great.
That would be perfect. Excellent.
And we're also doing something a little different this year. From Tuesday to Thursday evenings, we've created a lounge that's going to be in the Westgate on your walk back from the trade show, called the F-Stop Lounge.
I see what you did there.
I came up with that.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
I see.
I had to fight for that name, so you can't make fun of it.
I won't. No, it's great. I like it.
But it'll be a fun lounge where everyone can come hang out. It's meant to be like the replacement for Rouge, if you were around in those days. Was one of the bars in the MGM. There's a bar in the Westgate that's a nice bar, but we wanted to create something again about keeping the community together, where everyone could hang out. We didn't want to have to worry about whether there was enough seats for everyone to hang. So we made our own seats, our own lounge. We may have some entertainment that it's attached to that. We're still working on that, to be determined. But that'll be for 3 nights in a row from 4:30 to 7:30. It should be a good time. We did this in lieu of doing our opening night party, so that was a disappointment to have to give that up, but we decided this was more important, to keep everyone together for a few hours. However, if you still want to go out and dance and party, we have made some very, very good partnerships with, I can't remember the name of the clubs now, but it's on our website, and they're really good clubs. And if anyone took advantage of them last year, that's the same thing. Like, we'll have our own VIP line. We will have drink specials at all of them. It'll be very, very similar to what we had with Hakkasan. We're going to miss Hakkasan. I'll be honest with you, like 2 years in a row, I was kind of done with that. And I feel like, having a place where we could all go hang out and talk.
Oh, I lost you there for a second. Oh, we might have lost Jason for a second there, so hopefully we'll get him back here in a second. while we're waiting for Jason to pop back in, I have the list. So there's a few things happening. So if you are going on the Monday, February 6th, you can go to the Jewel at Aria. There'll be expedited entry there until 1 a.m. On the Tuesday, if you want to go to Omnia at Caesars, there's a comp drink ticket till 12 a.m. and expedited line entry until 1 a.m. And then One Oak, I think that's how you pronounce it, at the Mirage will be on the Wednesday. Again, expedited line entry. And then Haksan on Thursday, February 9th, comp drink ticket till 12 a.m. and expedited line entry. So if you're looking for some after hours things to do, those are some of the clubs and lounges that people will be at after hours. Well, it looks like we might have lost Jason. Unfortunately, he's not able to get his connection back by the looks of things, but we're getting pretty close to the end anyway. So I really want to take a moment to thank Jason for coming on the show this year to talk to us about what we have in store for WPPI 2017. Of course, if you want to learn more about WPPI 2017, just head to WPPIonline.com. There you'll find information about how to join WPPI, how to become a member, and then how to join and subscribe and come to the conference. So hopefully we will see you at the expo. I know that Robert's going to be there. He'll be at the Sony booth speaking, and I believe Brian's going to be there as well. He's going to have, I believe, a booth for Sprout at the expo. So if you're coming and you see us there, be sure to come up and say hi. We always love meeting our audience. So hopefully they can come. Oh, wait, we might have gotten Jason back. We may have gotten him back. Oh, there he is. We got him back. We've resurrected him. I can see you, Jason. I don't know if you can hear me still. Can you hear me, Jason? I can see him there, but I don't know if he can hear me or not. Can you hear me at all, Jason?
There you are.
There we are. We resurrected you. We brought you back.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. I had plenty of battery power, and my computer completely shut down.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No worries. No problem. We can cut all that out, so it's all good. The beauty of editing. Excellent. Well, we were getting pretty close to the end. I think we touched on a lot of the major highlights. We were just kind of wrapping up with some of the things. I went back and I had a list. So while you were gone, I had a list of the different clubs and some of the options. So I let people know about what the different clubs were that they could go to in the evenings for as far as the after hours entertainment. So anything else? What are some of the other? Who are some of the new people this year? Some of the new instructors. You've got a few new instructors this year. Anybody that kind of stands out and what they're going to be talking about that you want to mention?
Oh boy, that's always a.
There's so many of them, right?
If I forget someone, I'm going to be in big trouble. I'll touch on a few highlights. So I am really excited about a few people, but everybody that's new, I'm always excited about. Tyler Workin is giving a plus class this year. He's a veteran photographer and hasn't been involved in our show at all. And he's coming this year. He's not only doing print comm judging, but he's also doing a plus class. So I'm really excited because I have a ton of respect for him. And he's just a great guy. So anybody that takes his class is going to get so much out of it. Amanda Holloway is doing something on seniors and selling. She's also a young woman who is like taking the industry by storm, and is a great teacher. Gosh, who else off the top of my head? Joe Milton from ISPWP is also giving a class, so his insights into the industry should be really interesting. And that's a few. Sal Domino from Italy is giving a class this year, and he's also really great. So we have a lot of new speakers this year, and they're all amazing.
That sounds exciting. You get some fresh content every year, right? See some newer faces, which is great. Yeah,
always.
That's fantastic. That's great. Any other kind of highlights? Any other things we didn't touch on that you want to mention, or tips for people that are coming? Maybe it's their first time, maybe it's their 20th time, maybe it's their 40th time or 39th time. Any advice?
I think this year, because it's a new venue for us, a couple things that they should know. One, the monorail is going to be so accessible and will be really, really easy for people to get around. I think we've been really spoiled with being able to just walk out onto the strip. But even then, it's still a pretty far walk to the CBS. So that part. I think if they're looking for a fun bar to go to, they can go to SLS, which is less than a mile away. It's a boutique hotel down the street. It's a fun thing to do. They should definitely come by the F-Stop Lounge, even if it's not something that they've done before. And I think, though, that kind of hits on it. The other recommendation that I make for people is make some restaurant reservations in advance before you get there, because getting it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah. What are the restaurant options in the hotel itself? There's some in the hotel?
I'm very excited. There's a Benihana.
Oh, okay. All right. Excellent.
In the Westgate.
Good.
I don't know the names of the other restaurants.
But there's a few in the Westgate.
There's a few of them. Okay. Yeah, there's a few of them in the Westgate. There's one in the Renaissance also. Okay. Across the street from the convention center. And then the Wynn is a very short cab ride away if you want to go for something really nice.
Yeah. The Win and the Encore and the Venetian are all there. My pick was
Yeah.
going to be, if you're not far from the Venetian, go to Sushi Samba if you're looking for some really good sushi.
Sushi Samba is amazing. So make a reservation there. That would be a great example of something you could do. You know, make it for, you know, 5-6 people, and then, you know, do it as a networking thing. Invite some new friends to come with you.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's for me, it's all that side stuff. Like the convention stuff is all fantastic and all the speakers and everything, but it's all the in between and the people that you see and the networking stuff that happens in the hallways, or just while you're sitting on the floor having a banana and something between things, and you see somebody you haven't seen for a while. To me, that's always one of the really fun parts of WPPI, is just seeing connecting with people from all over the world, right? Because it really is a global event. And how many people came last year, and how many are you expecting this year?
I think we were at 13,500 people last year.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, our goal is always to hit 15 or 16. Yeah. We expect the same this year. Yeah. We have attendance from 65 countries, which is amazing.
That's great. Yeah. So it's just that's to me, that's one of the big, you know, sort of, I guess if you had to say it, unsung parts of the conference, is just all that in between and that networking and stuff that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and meeting with all your great vendors too. I know I go every year just to sit down and chat a bit with my album reps, because I never, you know, we deal so much with email and phone calls and text, but it's nice to sit down and just have that one-on-one and personally talk to them and get my hands on the products and see what they're up to. And
it's a variety too. You have everything from, you know, album companies to the gadget guys to the big manufacturers to, you know, song licensing from, you know, Triple Scoop or Song Freedom or any of those people, and anything that you need, software for creating album, you know, different things like that. So, you know, all that stuff is great.
Yep. And the people that create that stuff are there usually, right? So you can get, you know, talk to them firsthand. They're happy to show their products to you and talk to you. That's why they're there.
That's why they're there. But also, it's not just about them trying to sell something to you. It is for them. You know, I say this to people all the time, like, they're there to listen to your feedback. A part of the reason that they're there is because they want to know what you don't like about their product. Maybe not all the time. Maybe do it in in a sandwich format, like nice, not so nice, nice.
Yeah, nice. Yes.
There's another name for it, but we'll just call it a junkie sandwich.
Yeah. Keep our clean tag.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's always a lot of fun too, and just all the stuff. And there's also a lot of learning that goes on at the expo too. There's always lots of demos and things happening in the expo as well. So
absolutely.
Just great. So looking.
Yeah, one more thing. I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm in trouble if I don't say it. So something that we're doing very different on the trade show floor this year is we will be doing some shooting bays where people can come and get some gear, try out some gear, and actually do a little shooting right on the trade show floor. So that'll be fun.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. That'll be fun. So if you left your camera at home, then
you can borrow one for a little while.
Excellent. Well, that's cool. I get to play with some of the new gadgets and some of the new toys that are out there. Right? So that's cool. Yeah. And one tip I can give is, if you're a Nikon or a CPS, or is Sony doing it? I imagine a lot of major manufacturers are doing the cleanings.
Yeah, they're all doing it. Yeah.
They're all doing it. So if you bring your gear, that's something I took advantage of last year while I was there, is I brought some of my gear and got it cleaned, and they can do it right there and get it back to you, usually same day or next day, depending on when you drop it off.
Which is great. Get it in as early as you can, because they usually fill up. But if you're a CPS or an MPS or SSS or WWW,
whatever they are,
whatever
all
it
the
is, acronyms. Take advantage of that, because it's huge.
Yeah, that's great. Excellent. Well, really looking forward to it this year. Again, I'm going to miss the first couple of days, unfortunately, because I'll be in Cabo. I know it's tough.
Sorry.
I know, but I'll be there on the Tuesday, so looking forward to it and seeing everybody and catching up again. So where can people go if they want to find out more information about the show, or to sign up, or to register, all that kind of good stuff?
WPPIonline.com.
Perfect. That is the home of everything. And there's also an app. And there's an app as well.
Actually, I think the app is in the store right now, so I think you could download it now if you wanted to. We will be doing a lot of stuff through the app this year, so it's a good one this year.
Yeah, excellent. Looking forward to it. So excellent. Well, thank you again for taking the time. I know you've got a busy schedule, so we don't want to take up too much time, but we really appreciate you coming on every year and telling our audience about what to expect to WPPI. So looking forward to the new venue and some of the new stuff that's going on this year. If people want to catch up with you, where can they go to follow you or find you?
They can always email me, jason.groupp with 2 P's at emeraldexpo.com.
Perfect. We'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. So if you want to get a hold, again,
Yeah.
do a nice sandwich. So if you're going to send any feedback to Jason, do it in a nice sandwich, a nice thing.
You get a lot more
You
with
don't
honey,
like-
a little bit of honey with me than you
Yeah.
do with the other stuff.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, Jason, for coming on the show. We really appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas in just a month, I guess.
Yeah,
Hey.
safe travels, everybody.
Yeah, safe travels to you as well. And if you're looking for me, you can find me online. I'm at Bruce Clark on most of the social networks, or you can visit my website at momentsindigital.com. And of course, if you're looking for our show, just head on over to thisweekinphoto.com. There you'll find our show and all the other great shows on the TWiP network. And thanks again for listening to TWiP Weddings, raising the bar one wedding at a time.